up to them.
Let's just listen into the
election interference. Everybody knows it. I'm here instead of being able to be in Pennsylvania and Georgia and lots of other places campaigning, and it's very unfair. Fortunately, the poll numbers are very good. They've been going up because people understand what's going on. This is a witch hunt, and it's a shame, and it comes out of Washington. It's in coordination with Washington, everything, including the DA's office. It's in coordination with Washington. I just want people to understand that this is done for purposes of hurting the opponent of the worst president in the history of our country. Second of all, we have another trial going on right now. That's Letitia James. She campaigned on the fact that I will get Trump, I'm going to get Trump. And it has to do with a bond of $175 million. First of all, she doesn't want me to participate with financial companies in New York. So we have a company, I guess, based in California. It's a bonding company. And I put up $175 million in cash. But she says the bonding company's not good. She doesn't like the bonding company because she doesn't know if the collateral is good. And I put up $175 million in cash, and she's questioning the bonding company. Well, when you put up cash, and the number is 175, which is what we're supposed to be putting up, but I give it in cash, she shouldn't be complaining about the bonding company. The bonding company would be good for it because I put up the money. And I have plenty of money to put up, but nobody is going to be putting up with this. Nobody is going to be listening or coming to New York anymore. Businesses are going to be fleeing because people are treated so badly. It's got to be the most unfriendly place to do business, and that's why businesses are leaving and people are leaving as migrants come in and take over our parks and our schools and everything else. So on the Letitia James case, she's the worst attorney general in the country, by the way. On Letitia, and she keeps a lot of business out of New York, and businesses that are here are leaving, and that means jobs and a lot of revenue. Somebody's going to step in, the governor, somebody has to step in and do something because your businesses are fleeing. But on Letitia James, the money was put up, it's $175 million, and I don't think she's complaining about me for the first time ever. She's complaining about the company, but why would she be doing that when I put up the money? So I just want you to know that that's taking place in front of an extremely crazed judge who's the most overturned judge in New York State. He was overturned 4 or 5 times on that case alone. That's, you know who it is. I don't have to mention names. I want to be nice. I want to be very nice. But a thing like that, and a thing like what's going on right here should never be happening. It's a very, very sad day in America. I can tell you that. Thank you very much.
former president speaking before going into the courtroom. Caitlin, obviously we've heard these kind of statements before. Well,
and just for everyone who's, drinking their morning coffee and wondering what he's talking about there at the end, a judge, Judge Engoron, a separate judge, is this morning hearing and assessing the credibility of that bond that Trump put up in his civil fraud case. That's what he clearly is very preoccupied with there, what he was talking about. The other argument, though, is the one that his team has kind of coalesced around, the one that they say that they are going to be making for the next 6 to 8 weeks. And if Trump is convicted in this case, continuing to do it on the campaign trail, which is alleging that President Biden is in charge and coordinating this entire investigation and is the reason Donald Trump is in a courthouse on criminal trial right now. Obviously, none of that is true. When all of this was coming to light, the facts of what Donald Trump, David Pecker, and Michael Cohen had done and talked about with these payments, Joe Biden was in Delaware. He had just left the White House, and so he was obviously not involved in this. This is a case